Perek Yud Zayin, Mishnah Gimel. And we're carrying on with those kelim which are the exceptions to the rule. The rule at the beginning of the perek which said that the shear for a hole on a kli 8 is the shear of a moitzi rimon. But we said where kelim have a very specific use, then the shear isn't a moitzi rimon, it's the shear of that specific use. And now we're going to have another example of that when we say hasalen shall pas, bread baskets. Baskets used for containing loaves of bread. Then shiuron biki kores shall pas. The size of the hole that renders the kli broken is the size of a loaf of bread. In other words, this is bigger than a moitzi rimon, but here we're being machmir, even though the hole is more than a moitzi rimon, because the hole is less than the size of a kikos shall pas, the kli is still tomei. And the last bit of the Mishnah is really a keli. We don't quite know the tzura of this kli, but we'll try our best to explain it. Says the Mishnah, apifioris. Apifioris is a word which comes in Shas a few times. It's used generally for some sort of lattice work, an arrangement of woven reeds, quite wide reeds with large holes to make a sort of basket. That's an apifioris. And some people say that this is from the English word papyrus, which is a type of reed as well. And then we're talking about an apifior, I suppose that's the singular, which is broken at the bottom. Al-Tanur tells us, the bottom is broken so that the kli is now lost its tzuras kli and it's broken. And you try to repair it by you then insert a bunch of reeds, a few reeds, new reeds on the sides. We've got the girsa milamato lamala. The Rambam's girsa is milamato lamata ulamala. That means on top of the kli and the bottom of the kli, you put in new reeds to try and strengthen it. Says the Mishnah Tahira, because it still hasn't got a tzuras kli. This is one of those cases where, although you've done some sort of patch-up job, it's still lost, it's so broken, it's still lost its tzuras kli and therefore still tire. However, says the Mishnah, Oslo gapayim kol shein, if instead of just putting in these reeds on the side, you actually put in gapayim, literally means wings. On the side, you put in some strengthening reeds on the side. Some people say gapayim really is another word for ears. You put two handles on this kli. So putting handles on this kli, putting on these extra strengthening on the rim, even though they're small, kol shein, you have now you've now got your tzuras hakli again, and therefore it's tameah. These gapayim make the kli whole again. Shimon says, not so easy, my friend. He says, im eina yechola li notel begapayim toira. Those gapayim must be sturdy. If the gapayim are weak, that if you were to lift up you can't actually lift up the kli by those gapayim, then they're useless, and the kli is still regarded to be a broken kli and is tahor.